TJ, congratulations on a hard-fought victory, but just being back, I imagine it's still kind of soaking in and processing it all. But what's the emotion like for you right now to finally have a win after 2.5 years away?
It feels good, man. It was expected, though. You have to expect it, right? You have to believe in it. You have to see it, visualize the walkout, visualize the fight, visualize the victory. So I've seen it. Feels good. It was a tough fight, though, Pushed the pace, and I want to make sure everyone knew that I still had that cardio.
Nice. Coming in just today, fight day, getting ready for a fight. I mean, did anything feel different? Was it unique, or did it just feel like, back in the title runs or that sort of thing?
A little bit of both, right? Like it felt normal, but also a little extra nervous, right? I tried to hide that. I tried to say like, nah, no worries. I like the nerves. This is good, but no, I was a little extra nervous, But I strive on that stuff.
Nice. You get in there, obviously 2.5 years off. Is there timing issues? We talk about ring rust and that sort of thing. I mean, was it difficult to kind of get into the flow of things early on?
I'd say that for me, that fight was a little lazy. There was things I didn't do. I didn't feint enough. Techniques I didn't use enough. For me, that was like I'm happy with the performance, right? I got the win, but I can do a lot better than that, right? But Cory Sandhagen's a tough opponent. He's got great angles. He's fast. He's long. I did what I had to do to get the win, but I could be better.
Yeah. You got the cut early on, right? Which we've seen the picture that Tiki posed. That's a bad cut.
Yeah.
We could see you kind of pawing at it a little bit. It's clear that you could feel it. So I guess mentally, how challenging was that for you? Was that throwing you off your game, thinking about, man, is this fight going to be over?
I couldn't see. I couldn't see out of it for the most part. To keep trying to wipe it. Unfortunately, it's that same cut that I opened up twice when I was supposed to fight on May 8th. I was 7 weeks out from the fight. Me and Juan headbutted, and then 13 days for the fight, drilling, I got headbutted again. So this thing's been hit too many times. I got that bone structure to get cut. So it was just ready to be opened, and I got caught with. I think it was probably straight that caught me. I think the knee's what opened my nose maybe a little bit. But, unfortunate.
Do you know if there's anything that can be done for that, or is that just going to be an issue for the rest of your career that thing can open up at any time?
No, I just got to get the scar tissue removed from there. It's something that if I have some downtime, depending on how long Jan and Sterling are going to take to fight, if I have that downtime, maybe I can get it scraped out and not have to worry about getting cut all the time.
Nice. I know you said it was kind of lazy on your part, but obviously he's a great fighter as well, like you said. So was there anything that he did that surprised you, and were you surprised that he dealt with your takedown attempt so well?
No, nothing he did surprised me. I knew he was tough. I knew coming into this fight he was going to be rangy and hard to track down. I was going to have to cut him off. Unfortunately, after that first round, I couldn't lift. I took his back quite a few times, and I'm really good from that clinch position on the back, but I couldn't throw my legs in, and I couldn't lift. So I was hanging out using those knees the best I could while he was hand fighting. It was a little unfortunate. I tried doing a couple of scissor trips, but I tried lifting in that second round when I took his back, and my knee just wasn't having it.
Say you touched on the knee there. You're going to have to get it checked out and that sort of thing, but do you have concerns that this could be something that might need some surgery or require some time away?
We'll see. I fought with some injuries, so we'll see how bad it is.
Were you injured coming into the fight?
Yeah, man, I had a really, really, really rough camp. I didn't even spar this whole camp. The first camp going, we were supposed to fight May 8th. Camp went smooth. Other than getting cut, I was able to spar. Camp was going good. The second camp around, I could not stay healthy. First injury was I pinched this nerve in my foot doing a slider board, and it would not. Up until 2 days ago, I had to work out with shoes on. It was like the worst thing I could have been dealing with. So I didn't get this, and then I tore my MCL on my right knee and hurt my left shoulder as well too through the whole camp. So it was a real rough camp, and I didn't want to obviously talk about it because I didn't want to make no excuses, or I just needed to get out there. It'd been too effing long. There was no way I was going to pull out from the fight, I
was going to say, was there any talk at all of you guys saying like, hey, come on, maybe this isn't right? Was anybody in your ear saying, TJ, come on, man, this is too much?
No, they know how bad I wanted it. There's no way I was pulling out. I could have walked out with 1 foot. I don't even care.
All right, last thing for me, obviously a big fight is on the horizon next, whether it be a title fight or something else. So it sounds like you got a lot of injuries to deal with, right?
I'm good. Let's fight next weekend. Let's go.
So what do you think? Do you sit and wait? And like you said, we don't even know what's happening with
I want my belt back. It's my belt. I want it back. I wasn't impressed with their last fight. I think Jan's going to get the win. Aljamain did not look very good, and that's who I see fighting next.
Do you have a sort of time frame when you'd like that to happen? There's some reports that they might be fighting in October, so maybe February, March next year. Would that work for you?
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, how many stitches?
I have no idea. I haven't even had a chance to look at it yet. I was gonna go change for you guys, but I'm still shirtless and in my fight shorts, so I haven't even had time to look at it. I put some shades on at least.
Yeah, can we actually see the cut? Do you mind?
Yeah, of course. Not too bad.
A vision. Thank you.
Yeah.
TJ, to your right. Congratulations on the win. If you get the title, that will be your third separate stint as a champion, which would tie Randy Couture for the most. And then the second thing, it will be almost 8 years, depending on when it happens, from the time you won your first. Do you think that would be the most remarkable accomplishment of your career if you could go winning a title 8 years apart?
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, that seems. I mean, I won't talk about the past. Yes, it'd be amazing. I'm very excited to be a 3-time champ.
And what do you attribute your longevity in this sport to? I mean, you fought a lot until the last 2.5 years. You've been successful. What do you attribute the longevity that you've had in this sport?
How fucking hard I work. I work my ass off. And also, I got to give a lot of props. I forgot to do it on the mic after the fight to Sam Calavita and Monica Calavita at the training lab. They have been able to, I mean, I'm amazed with how good I feel at 35 years old. The guy's just a straight genius when it comes to sports nutrition and the way we do our strength conditioning and my supplementation, everything. The way I live my life, the active recovery days, everything. I mean, I owe a lot to him. So feeling good.
You know, I wonder, you said you hurt your knee in the early part of the fight, and then you get the cut, and so you're keeping the right hand up there. You almost can't throw your right hand at that point, so you're winning it with one fight, one arm and one leg, essentially. When you look at it that way, like, does it even amaze you what you were able to accomplish given how banged up you were?
I didn't even think about it. To be honest, you just got to flip a switch and go, you know. I didn't know that I was keeping my hand up higher because of the cut. It was more just probably because I was trying to wipe the blood out of my eye. I was still trying to throw the right hand. I had the knee was in the back of my head because there were some things I couldn't do. I couldn't lift him. I couldn't throw my hooks in. And like a lot of my game plan was throwing the hooks in from the back. I worked with Felipe de la Monica at Gracie Baja to be throwing my hooks in, do that body triangle. And second round, I tried to throw it in, and I couldn't do it. You know, either second or third, I don't remember, but I had to bail out from it. So that was a little frustrating. But other than that, I couldn't think about it. Just forget about it.
Two other things for me. One, you had said before, I was a hated guy and everything, and yet the crowd was chanting your name, and they were heavily for you tonight. I know it wasn't the biggest crowd ever, but was that a surprise, and did it give you any emotional lift?
It definitely did. I felt like when everyone started chanting my name, I even picked the pace up a little bit and started crushing his leg, and it felt good. I ain't gonna lie, right? Like, I wanted to fight with the crowd. Even if I am the bad guy, I like feeling the emotion. You know, I like feeling the love, the hate, just the emotion that goes into a fight. And
then the last thing for me, in the second round, he seemed to be piecing you up with his hands right there, staying in.
Come on now.
What was the adjustment that you had to make to turn that around?
I was being lazy, going into that third round. Dwayne's like, let's start chopping his leg and hit him with some off beats. Which means hitting him with my hands after I throw those kicks. Just need to remind me of things. I came out in that second round maybe a little too happy, maybe worried about my knee. I don't know. I can't really tell you what was going through my head. It's all kind of a blur. I'm going to have to go back and watch it. But like I've said in a lot of my interviews, I can change who I am from round to round. And that's things you can do to be the best in the world, is be a different fighter every round.
Hey, TJ, how much different was Cory than when you remembered facing him in training?
To me, he was the same guy. I think he has maybe a little more confidence in himself because I've said in all my interviews I believed in him before I believed in himself. He's good, man. I mean, I wish that I could have done some things that I didn't because of my knee, but he was great.
If Jan and Sterling are fighting at UFC 267 in Abu Dhabi and the UFC asks you to be an alternate, would you fly to Abu Dhabi to be an alternate for that fight?
Sure. I mean, what kind of question? Yeah, of course, I want to fight for the belt, man. Hell yeah.
Hey, TJ.
Yeah.
Cory landed a flying knee. How rocked were you with that?
Yeah, luckily it wasn't flush. It was up there, right? Like, he had good timing on it when I was coming in. And we landed down in, and he had that like reverse triangle where I postured up in it. I think it was what cut my nose, because I think I remember myself bleeding after he was in that reverse triangle, but not rocked enough to where I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, and then that triangle, were you ever in danger?
No, I just had to posture up.
And I guess, can you share what your game plan was going into this fight? With, Cory is very diverse, and I mean, you're very talented yourself. Like, just what was your game plan coming in?
I'd like to quote the great Nate Diaz. I went in there, hit him with some good shit, not get hit, and collect a pocket full of cash. No, Cory's not much of a counter fighter. He's not like a guy that's going to counter you. Once you get him on his bike and he starts backpedaling, you can do what you want with him, chop his legs up, take him down and use that, which I didn't get to do that as much as I wanted to. I was able to do it in the first round until I got lazy and he hurt my knee, and I really couldn't do it after that. So I took a lot of my game plan out the window. But yeah, that's kind of what it was.
Finally, I guess, do you feel vindicated with this win of all the people doubting you and talking trash? Like, just do you feel vindicated with this win?
Man, I really did not care. What I really told you guys in the beginning, like, I have nothing to prove to them. I've done what I've done for myself and for my family. I'm happier that my son got to watch me win tonight. I forgot to give him a shout out on the mic afterwards, and I'm regretting that. But I could care less what anyone else thinks. If you're caring what everyone else thinks about you in this world, man, you're doing the wrong things.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Congrats on the win, TJ.
Appreciate it.
Just recently, another former champ, Misha, came back. Give us the feels, the vibes, assess the journey. You're back 2 years. What has changed? You main evented at the MGM. Now you main event at the Apex.
Man, it doesn't feel like much has changed other than the UFC has got this thing streamlined right now. I mean, fight week was easy. Staying in the hotel was easy. They made it pretty easy on us the way they're doing it. I do prefer a big crowd at a big casino, but fight week and also the hotel situation was awesome.
Excellent. Casinos, you cashed as an underdog.
Hell yeah.
You can shout out your son now. I'm sure he'll be watching this.
What's that?
You can shout out your son now. I'm sure he'll be watching.
Yeah, I've done it a couple times now, so yeah.
Congrats. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Sweet. Thank you, guys.